Hello everybody, I am Maya Joy and welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to speak about the healing power of curiosity. When we get really kind of stuck in terms of how to heal a relationship with someone else or even our relationship with ourselves, sometimes curiosity is exactly what is needed to be able to shift things. Let's say that there's some sort of issue in your life you just keep seeing over and over again, and you really don't know how to shift it. So I'm going to use a real one from my life as an example, okay? One of the things that has been the most difficult for me to sort of heal or to be aligned with is the experience of uncertainty and how to cope with uncertainty. As much as I try, I often find that when I'm presented with uncertainty, I really tense up, I really get a lot of stress, and I don't really feel like myself anymore. And for you, it could be anything. It could be fear of abandonment, your body image, your career, it could be anything. But for me, it's my relationship to uncertainty. I keep getting put in these life situations over the past 5 years that are tremendously uncertain. The biggest one that's at play right now is a medical uncertainty. So I actually fell into a coma for 8 days at the very beginning of 2014. And I've gone to so many doctors, so many hospitals, so much testing, and they still don't know what caused it. And to this day, I'm still having symptoms. And so I've had this mystery sort of illness, right? I've had this uncertainty. And it's so ironic for me because, as many of you know, I work as a psychic. So I'm able to know quite a bit. Strangers come to me and I'm able to know about their lives. But when it comes to my own life, there's just a lot of uncertainty. Another example of uncertainty that I faced was this period where my husband was unemployed. A very bizarre period. And it went on for almost 2 years. And there was the constant interviews and there was this constant uncertainty. Are we going to be moving for his new job? Will he even get a new job? Will he be unemployed forever? Lots of uncertainty. For a long time, I just kind of felt guilty about this kind of uncertainty. Or I thought, you know what, I need to just find a way to cope better with this. Or I was kind of self-judgmental, and I think, in both our relationship with ourselves and others, we can get judgmental when we see a pattern that keeps repeating over and over again. There just came a day where I just said, let me approach this in a new way. So instead of thinking of this as just an inconvenience that needs to change, like I need to stop having uncertainty in my life and have answers for everything, because that's kind of how I felt for a while. And a lot of times I think that is how we relate to things that need healing. Like we just think, well, it should just be different, right? So instead of thinking about it like that, and for years I had been thinking, how can I cure this uncertainty? And in a lot of ways, that's what led me to being a psychic in the first place. So that's what led me to learning how to use cards and learning how to use the pendulum and stuff like that. I mean, it was because I was wanting certainty, right? I came to the day where I said, okay, instead of just wanting this to be different or wanting things to change, let me get curious. And I think what's good about curiosity is it's very neutral, right? Like if we say something's good, we're kind of judging it. We're giving it more energy. If we say something's bad, again, we're putting our emotions into it. We're energizing it. But if we just say, what is this? What is this? This is interesting. I'm interested. What is this? What might be the reason why this may exist within me or someone else? And I found pretty quickly when I started asking myself the questions, why might this particular pattern of uncertainty persist so strongly in my life? I immediately received answers, and it became very clear to me, of course I have tremendous uncertainty in my life. Because if not for this uncertainty, how would I ever learn to trust in spirit? How would I ever truly learn to trust in the universe? If you guys know a little bit about astrology, right? I have the North Node in Pisces, and this is a big lesson for me. So when I started getting curious, I really came to understand how profound this really is. I'm able to know things for my clients. Thank you. Thank you, universe. To not know for myself, though, is so critical, because in order for me to fulfill my mission on the planet, and in order for me to learn to sort of take leaps of faith, and in order for me to support other people, I need to trust. I need to have trust. I need to be able to sometimes move through the mysteries. Often, I mean, every single psychic reading is a mystery, right? Like, I get visions, and, you know, I have to have the courage to say those things without certainty as to what they mean to clients. And sometimes visions can be very bizarre, at least to me. And I might even think, oh no, the client's going to take offense to this or something like that. Being a psychic is very uncertain. People may think it's an experience of great certainty. That's not the case. I mean, you get a lot of signs and symbols from spirit, and it's wonderful, and I wouldn't change my life path for the world. But you have to have enormous trust, right? So anyway, so I started asking questions. I started getting curious. Why might this pattern of uncertainty still be persisting in my life? Why may I have designed this as part of my path in the first place? It was amazing that I started getting answers. And suddenly, as much as, you know, a part of my ego is still like, I am effing done with this uncertainty, right? Like, I suddenly felt like a beauty in the uncertainty. And I suddenly, like, in my relationship to uncertainty, I realized, no, this is growth. Like, I am growing so much through this experience of uncertainty in my life, and through having to deal with these sort of mysteries or these unexplained things. And as much as it can sometimes be a source of stress for me, I realized I would not be the person that I am today. I would not have the character that I have today. I would not be doing this here on YouTube. I would not be a psychic. I would not be helping anyone if it wasn't for the experience of being presented with these long-term extended life situations that are very, very uncertain. Because when you're in a position of uncertainty, right, all you can do is you get to the point where you do everything that you can to try to figure it out, right? But then all you can do is just say, okay, I'm just going to show up for whatever life brings me. And for me, for some people, that's the easiest thing in the world. But for me, as somebody who, when I was much younger, had a plan for everything, and usually they were very successful, it's been so important for me to learn to trust in the here and after, and even to know, okay, even though I don't understand why this is happening, I believe it's for a reason, right? So anyway, so my point for all of you is, when you're stuck, like whether it's that you're really judging something in yourself, or you're maybe really judging something else in somebody in your life, start to ask the question, why might I have designed it this way? Right? And really be willing to hear the answer. Look at it from a different perspective. What is the situation offering me? Where in, a prior lifetime or earlier in this lifetime might I have exhibited a characteristic that needed to be balanced by this particular quality now, or this particular life situation now? And suddenly things can shift for you from that place of neutrality. I know a lot of you guys think of me as an astrologer, which is really nice. I don't think that I am, but for those of you who are interested in astrology, right, my Jupiter placement is at 4 degrees of Gemini. And I think the Jupiter in Gemini, right, it expands this ability to ask thoughtful questions within oneself. And so for me, it's shown me how wisdom can come from being open-minded and being willing to see things in a new way. And so for all of you, I just want to say, whatever it is that you're stuck with in your life, I know it can be very, very frustrating to be stuck, to feel stuck. Try very much as possible, for just a moment, to withhold that experience of needing the situation in your life in which you feel stuck, or the pattern that keeps repeating. Try to withhold for a moment judgment of that, and instead bring out that curious part of yourself and say, okay, I'm going to get curious about this. Why might I have designed this life situation? What might I be benefiting from this life situation? How has this life situation, or this place where I'm stuck, how has this already transformed me? How have I already grown from this experience? What might be the gift in this? How can I see this in a new way? And I think when we start asking these kinds of questions, first of all, I think our guides and angels, they get so happy. And I think that they'll start helping us, and that answers will arise. And whatever it is that's getting you stuck, or maybe you're not stuck on anything, in which case, congratulations. Maybe you can use this strategy to help others. Instead of getting triggered, right, get curious. Start asking questions. And if your first questions that you pose to yourself don't bring you answers, start asking questions in a new way. How has this served me? How is this serving me? Why would my soul have designed this in this way? How will this situation make me proud when I look back on my life? That's a powerful one for me. I love thinking about the end of life. I believe that at the end of our life, right before we join our soul group in the higher realms, we usually sit with our spirit guide and we have a life review. We're able to see our whole life and why everything happened. And I often go to those moments and I think about what I might say. I know I'll be laughing. I'll be like, oh my gosh, you guys gave me these uncertain situations and, I was so frustrated all the time and in my head and I was pulling all the tarot cards, trying to figure it out. I see now that it was such a gift and I feel like I'm going to be hugging my spirit guide and I'm going to be giving them a high five and being like, you did a really good job because you gave me this life circumstance where all I need to do is nothing. And that's my life lesson. North Node in Pisces, to not fix it, to not do anything, and to come to see things as being really perfect. What you're trying to heal or shift, it may be different, but for a moment, try getting curious. And if you're not able to get answers on your own, maybe have a conversation with someone else and ask them, why do you think that I might have designed my life this way? With the full recognition that you did design it. There are no mistakes, okay? You designed your life circumstance. Your higher self did and said, oh, this is going to be great. This is really going to help me grow. This is really going to help me overcome a pattern that's allowed me to be stuck before, or this is really going to prepare me for something more. This is really going to prepare me for my life's work, my life's mission, or any number of things. Get curious. May curiosity be a potent healing tool in your arsenal. May it contribute to your little magic wands that you have within your being. And yeah, happy healing, happy alignment, happy shifting and transmuting. And as always, thank you for being here on the Maya's Dream channel. It is a pleasure to have you here. And please come back any Friday if you're interested in more new videos. So thank you again and namaste.